welcome to my channel Easy Learning. In today's video I am going to explain you the concepts, the introduction part of exponents and powers, which is chapter 12 of grade 8th. So let's start with the introduction of this chapter. This chapter we have already done in grade 7 as well, but suppose I am taking one example, 2 raised to the power 4, right? How do we read it? We read it as 2 raised the power 4, right? We read it as 2 raised to the power 4. Now here this 2 is called as base and this 4 is called as exponent. Okay, here 2 is called as the base and this 4 is your exponent. This exponent means this number 4. What does it tell? This exponent of a number says how many times to use the base number in multiplication, right? How many times to use the base number? Base number is what? 2 in multiplication. So the when exponent is 4, it means I have to expand 2 4 times and I get the answer. 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8 and 8 to the 16 is the answer. So this exponent actually tells how many times you need to expand the base number. Okay. Now this term exponent, the another name for this term is indices, which you will be maybe learning in the senior classes, and we know this is also called power. So 2 raised to the power 4, where 2 is a base and 4 is exponent, and exponents are also called as indices and powers. Okay. Now we have two types of exponents. We have positive exponents, which we have studied in grade 7, and then we have negative exponent, which we will be learning in grade 8 as well. Okay. Now what are positive and negative exponents? We are clear what are exponents. Exponents are basically the power of the base number. So positive exponent and negative exponent depending on the powers. Like we have integers, and integers we know we have both type of integers, positive integers which are lying left to the zeros, and then we have negative integers right to the zeros. Now if a number, suppose I write 2 raised to the power 4 here, and on the other side I take as 2 raised to the power minus 4. So if a number where the exponent is positive is called positive exponent, and where the exponent is negative is called as the negative exponents. So when exponent is a positive integer, when exponent is a positive integer, it is called positive exponent, and when exponent is a negative integer, then it is called negative exponent. You can write the example as 2 raised to the power 4 for positive exponents, and we can write 2 raised to the power minus 4 for negative integers, negative exponents. Now if I want to expand it, it is same as 2 into 2, 2 into 2, which gives me 2 to the 4, 4 to the 8 and 8 to the 16. On the other side it is 2 raised to the power minus 4. Now we have studied this property A inverse can be written as 1 upon A, which we will be doing further with the exponent laws. It means this can be written as 1 upon 2 raised to the power 4, which will be further equals to 1 upon 16. So here your 16 was in the numerator. Here I have taken the reciprocal because the power was negative. You were having a negative exponent. So my solution will be 1 upon 16. So this was about the positive and negative exponents. Now the most important topic of this chapter, which is exponents laws. Exponents laws. We will understand one by one all the laws with examples. I will take positive exponents and negative exponents to explain you. So to begin with first law, it is a raised to the power m into a raised to the power n is equals to a raised to the power m plus n. So what is the law? When the bases are same and you have to multiply two numbers, the powers are added. I am again repeating, when the bases are same, you say both the numbers are having base as a and the operation is multiplication, With the same base, we add the powers. Okay, now let's do one example. If I am taking say 4 raised to the power 5 into 4 raised to the power 6. So now you see my bases are same, which is 4. It means I can add up the powers, which is 5 plus 6. I can add up the exponents, which gives me 4 raised to the power 11. Okay, I am taking one more example. Suppose I am taking one negative exponent 4 raised to the power say minus 4 into 4 raised to the power 3. Again your bases are same. So what I will be doing, minus 4 plus 3. We have to add powers. We have to add the exponent, which gives you minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1, which can be further equals to 1 upon 4 using A inverse is equals to 1 upon A. So this is my first exponent law, where I am saying when the powers, when the bases are same, powers are added. You can note down this, and there are two examples where I have taken the positive exponents and the negative exponents as well. Now I am moving to the second law. Second law, if I am writing a raised to the power m divided a raised to the power n. Now again the bases are same, but the operation is division. Then with the same base, powers are subtracted. This is second law of exponent, which we have studied in our previous class as well. Let's take example of it. If I am taking 6 raised to the power 2 divided, I have to keep the same base, say 6 raised to the power 2 again. What it will be? 6 raised to the power 2 minus 2, which will be equals to 6 raised to the power 0, and we know anything power 0 is 1. This is called as the 0 law of the exponents also. So your answer to it is 1. Moving to the second example, where I will take one negative exponent, say 4 raised to the power minus 2 is a negative exponent, divided with 4 raised to the power 3. I told you when the bases are same and operation is division, we have to subtract the powers. So this becomes minus 2 minus 3, which gives you 4 raised to the power minus 5, and again we know A inverse is 1 upon A. So my answer will be 1 upon 4 raised to the power 5. So these were two examples. I am taking two examples for each exponent, where I am taking positive exponents and negative exponents as well. Moving to third exponent law, a raised to the power m into b raised to the power m will be equal to a into b raised to the power m. Now what we have done here, you see your bases are different, but the power of both the number is same, right? Here bases are different, which is a and b, but the power of with both the number, the exponent of both the number is same with the operation multiplication. So we write it as a into b raised to the power m. To understand it with the example, let's see example 1. If I write it as 4 raised to the power 5 into 5 raised to the power 5. So what I am seeing here, my bases are different but exponents are same. So 4 into 5 raised to the power 5, which means 20 raised to the power 5. Correct? Taking another example, if I say minus 2 raised to the power minus 2 into say minus 3 into the power raised to the power minus 2. I have to take the same powers, same exponents with different bases. So what I have to do, I have to multiply minus 2 with minus 3, and this becomes minus 2. How much is minus 2 into minus 3? Gives you 6 raised to the power minus 2, which will be equal to 1 upon 6 square, as A inverse is 1 upon A. So this is how the third exponent law is, and this is with the positive exponent, and here I have taken the negative exponents. Now let's see the fourth law of the exponent. It is same with the division operation, where I am having different bases but my powers, my exponents are same. So what we do, we can also write it as a upon this form also. So what we will be doing it, a upon b raised to the power m. Here also how can I write it, a divided b raised to the power m. So this is just the another format of writing this law. where I have taken it in the fractional form. A raised to the power m upon b raised to the power m is equals to, I have taken a upon b and m in the power. Now, let's see the example. If you have 6 say square, that's a power 2 divided by 3 square. Now the bases are different. I will do 6 divided by 3, 2. 6 divided by 2, 3 is 2, and this power as it is. So what I have done, since the bases were different, so I have taken it as 6 divided by 3 whole power 2. Now 3 2s are 6, it means 2 square is your answer for this, right? Let's take one more example. If I write 2 raised to the power minus 3 upon 5 raised to the power minus 3, right? So what we can do? 2 upon 5 minus 3. Now A inverse is 1 upon A. It means whatever your fraction is, I have to take reciprocal of this fraction. So the reciprocal of this fraction 2 upon 5 is 5 upon t to convert it, 5 upon 2 to convert it to the positive exponents. Right? Because A inverse is 1 upon A. It means your base number, whatever is your base number, you have to take reciprocal of it. So when I am taking reciprocal of 2 upon 5, I will get 5 upon 2. And this 3 as it is here. Now if you expand it, 5 5s are 25 into 5 125 and 2 2s are 4 2s are 8 is the solution. This was your fourth law of the exponent. Let's understand the fifth law, which says if the bases are same, you can equate the powers. So this says if bases are same, we can equate the powers. We can equate the powers, or I can say we can equate the exponents. How? If I say 2 raised to the power 3 is equals to 2 raised to the power 4, right? So I see here the bases are same. It implies 3 is equals to 4. So this property is very important in the sense to solve the question. When we see the bases are same, we can equate the power, and we will be using this exponent law in many questions. Okay, please note it down. Then we have sixth property of exponent, which is a raised to the power m minus m is equals to 1 upon a raised to the power m. This we have used in the question as well. I'll give you one quick example for this. If I have 3 raised to the power minus 2, taking inverse reciprocal of this gives me 1 upon 3 square, which is 1 upon 9. Now the seventh law. What is seventh law of the exponent? It is a raised to the power m and power n, further power n. So I am having a base a here. Base is a and the power of this a is m, and further the power of this complete expression is n. So what we can do, these powers multiplied with each other, right? So I am giving you one example for this. If I have say 3 square and raised to the power 4 here. So what it becomes? 3 raised to the power 2 into 4, which is 3 raised to the power 8, right? If I am taking one negative exponent, suppose 5 square, and you have minus 3 here. So what it will be? 2 into minus 3. If you will take product of 2 into minus 3 will give you minus 6. So this becomes 5 raised to the power minus 6, and then again inverse of this will give you 1 upon 5 raised to the power 6. So these were 7 important laws of exponents. Now I am going to give you one more law, which is zero property of exponents. Zero property of exponents, and I'm sure you all are very much aware with this. Anything power 0 is 1. Does not matter what number is this, irrespective, anything power 0 is 1. If I take say 10,000 raised to the power 0, it is always 1. So any number, it means any variable, its power is always 1. This is called as the zero property of the exponents. So these were the exponents laws, and which we are going to use to solve our questions. Now there is one more topic in this chapter which is very important, that is standard form. That's the last concept, last topic to explain. Now this standard form is also called as scientific form, and we actually make use of this in physics as well. Now what is the use? See, the form we have is called as usual form. Usual form means when we have big numbers. If I say I am having this number, okay, any number, if I say, right? So any number, it's so difficult to read this number. So this is usual form. What we do, we convert this number, we write this number in a standard form, which is also called as scientific form, which actually helps us to read the number in a proper manner and in a faster manner. So that's the need of converting these big numbers or extremely small numbers in the form of standard form. So I'll explain you. If I divide say my page in two sections, one sec. Okay, so on the first side I am going to take, say, one example, 1 2 3 1 2 3 and 1, right? So I have taken this number. So this is a number in the usual form. If I want to write this number in the standard form, how do we do that? So 4 into, how many zeros? If you see, 3, 6 and 7. So I can write 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 zeros, right? I can write this as 10 raised to the power 7. Now see, when you have to read this number, or you have to say 4 into 10 raised to the power 7. So this is basically the standard form of the given number. Standard form, which is also called as scientific form of the given number, which was earlier in the usual form. Okay. Now, what is the, if you see, we can conclude with these 2 points. Number one, what is that? That the very big number, this was a very big number, right? And we are getting the exponent as a positive exponent. So the very big numbers can be expressed as positive exponent, because when you will see for the smaller numbers, you will see they are expressed as negative exponents. So very big numbers can be expressed as positive exponents. And what can be the other point? If you see, I can assume a decimal here. So what we have done, when I am writing it 4 into 10 raised to the power 7, basically this decimal has been shifted to this place after 4. So how many places it has been shifted? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And from this place it has been shifted towards the left hand side, right? We have shifted the decimal to the left hand side. So I can write my second point as decimal is shifted, or you can write is moved to 7 places to the left. Okay, so this was first case when we have very big numbers. So that was given in the usual form. I can assume a decimal here and 0. So you see, we have shifted decimal towards the left, and then you will see how many places you have shifted it. So you get a positive exponent when you have to convert very big numbers in the standard form, in the scientific form. Okay, now you see another example. Say I write a number as 0 point, any random number if I take, say like this. Okay, now we see this is a very small number. This is 10th place, 100th place, 1000th after the decimal. So the given number is a very smaller number, very small number, right? Now what I will do, if I remove this decimal, how many zeros I will get in the denominator? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 zeros. It means I can write as 10 raised to the power 7. Now if I shift this, this will be 10 raised to the power minus 7 in the numerator. What is my observation here? I am getting a negative exponent. A negative exponent I am getting here. So when we are converting very small numbers in the standard form, this is now the standard form of the given number. So what do we get? We get negative exponents. So this was observation for the small numbers. we can write our point as, so the first point will be very small numbers can be expressed as negative exponents, right? We have seen it with the example. And second point, if you see the decimal from left to right, now you have shifted this decimal after 4.0, right? 4.0. So you have shifted your decimal towards the right. How many places? If you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places. So decimal is moved 7 places to the right. So these type of thing, you know, are very important from MCQ point of basis, that when you are converting decimal numbers, very small numbers, and the numbers are given, so decimals are shifted to the right, and in the previous example you have seen the decimals were shifted to the left. Okay, so this was the last topic in this chapter. If you will see this video carefully, you will understand all the laws carefully. You will be successfully able to solve all the questions given in your NCERT book. Please see my next video for the solution of the exercise. Till then, take care and see this video very carefully. Bye bye everyone.